Hey, Southwest Ohio. I keep hearing the same question from folks in Dayton, Cincinnati, and all over our region. Is the housing market about to crash? You've probably heard the chatter, people predicting doom and gloom. But let me tell you, the numbers here in Southwest Ohio paint a totally different picture. Here are 3 reasons why a housing market crash isn't on the horizon for us anytime soon. Number 1, foreclosures are still way below pre-pandemic levels. Back in 2008, foreclosures hit Southwest Ohio hard. Think of all those empty homes in neighborhoods like Dayton's Five Oaks or Cincinnati's Price Hill. That mess was fueled by risky loans and a national meltdown. Today, it's a different game. Nationally, foreclosures are still 28% lower than they were in 2019, before the pandemic craziness kicked off. Here in Southwest Ohio, we're seeing the same trend. Foreclosure activity is down, with only a tiny fraction of homes facing that risk compared to the Great Recession. We're not drowning in distressed properties like we were back then. Number 2, mortgage lending standards are rock solid. Remember those wild days of no income, no verification loans? They're history. In the early 2000s, banks were handing out mortgages to anyone who could fog a mirror, and Southwest Ohio felt the fallout when those loans went bust. Now, lending is way stricter. Most buyers in our area, like those snapping up homes in Montgomery or Butler County, have solid credit scores, often 720 or higher. Lenders are checking income, debt, everything. That means fewer risky loans floating around places like Middletown or Springfield, and a lot less chance of a wave of defaults crashing our market. And number 3, homeowners here have serious equity. In 2008, tons of folks in Southwest Ohio bought with little to no down payment, then tapped that home equity like it was an ATM. When prices tanked, they were underwater fast. Today, homeowners across our region, from Hamilton to Fairborn, are sitting on a gold mine of equity. Home values have climbed steadily, with the average price in Ohio hitting around $230,000 last year, up over 5% from 2023. So even if prices dip a bit, most people have enough equity to ride it out or sell without losing their shirts. That's a huge buffer that we didn't have 15 years ago. So what does this mean for Southwest Ohio? Our market might cool off a bit, maybe prices flatten out in places like Kettering or Westchester, and buyer demand could shift with interest rates. But a 2000 style crash, not happening here. The foundation is too strong, low foreclosures, tight lending, and all that equity. If you're waiting for some big collapse to snag a cheap house in Dayton or Cincy, you might be waiting a long, long time. Know someone in Southwest Ohio whose paranoid cousin keeps screaming about a housing crash? Tag them or send this video their way, and let's set the record straight with the facts.